Never in a million years did I think I'd say this, but Weed Shop 2 isn't the worst game ever. Now I know what you're thinking, mainly, oh god, it's in 4x3 and it looks like the backside of a donkey, but I mean, at least it's a video game. And you know what? It's not as bad as one might think it is. So the premise of Weed Shop 2 is that you're in California and weed is legalized and you can go buy it, so you open up a weed shop and it turns into kind of a marijuana tycoon game. The game starts off by giving you a full tutorial on how to do everything. It explains exactly what you're doing, how to do it, and all the basic stuff you need to know so that you can start peddling marijuana to people. And you know what? The tutorial is actually pretty well done, and I understood what the game was and how it worked after it was done. So that's kinda nice. The only real problem with the tutorial was that the game still tells you to tap the screen every now and then because it was originally a mobile port, so I would like to see that fixed. But enough about stupid game mechanics, let's grow some freaking weed so we can, you know, smoke weed every day. Memes. So the gameplay in Weed Shop 2 is basically broken up into what you typically expect from any sort of tycoon or management game that involves farming any sort of plant. In this case, it just happens to be marijuana, so you plant your seeds in pots and then you water them and fertilize them, then you harvest them, and people walk into your store and you sell them marijuana. That's really it. That's most of the gameplay loop. You can also give people free samples, which I think is hilarious because you give them a free sample, but the blunt you give them is like half a foot long, so I don't think any of those people got home safely. Now don't get me wrong, this game is like extremely mediocre, but it doesn't take itself seriously and the humor in it is actually pretty well realized. At the same time, when you go through all the marijuana seeds, it actually tells you exactly what the seed is for and like what that particular bud does to people. It even goes as far to say like, oh, you shouldn't have this one if you are prone to depression or anxiety, and that's something that I really appreciate, you know? The game's dumb, but it went far enough to actually tell you a little bit about marijuana, and granted I have no idea if these are real strains or not because I don't really smoke weed, but, you know, it's kinda neat and surprising. I'll also give the game some credit for doing some small basic things like putting invisible walls by the ocean and stuff so you can't just wander off the map and stuff like that. It's really appreciated, and it kind of shows that the developer put some semblance of effort into making their product. That's another thumbs up. Really, the main problems with the game boil down to the presentation, things like character models, textures, and the like. I mean, seriously, these character models are honestly a little bit horrifying.
Oh my god! What's wrong with your face?
Most characters do look like they're melting off their bones, and the game itself is in 4x3. Overall, it looks pretty bad. But, that being said, it's still a real video game, so I can't be too harsh on it. And I find it fantastically impressive that I learned more about a topic playing Weed Shop 2 than I have playing any game by any kids. It's not a good game, it's not a bad game, it's a game. And really, that's all I care about at this point. I am PattyJack, and I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day.